Bottoms. Tu Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. Steel Magnolias. How Stella got her groove back. A Star is Born. To All the Boys I've Loved Before. These are some of my favorite episodes. These are some of my favorite movies we've reviewed so far. Do you know who did the intro for all these movies? CJ. Let me tell you which ones I've done the intros for. 27 Dresses, Girls Trip, Step Up, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. The fuck is going on here? I feel like something is seriously wrong. Is it my voice? Do you not like when I do the intros? Nobody listens? The movies end up sucking? I don't get it. Anyway, if you can't figure out already, this is another one of those movies. Join us today as we discuss The Wedding Planner. Yay. Welcome to You've Got Mails, everybody. We've got a pretty strict rule on this podcast. We don't really talk about the movies to each other before we record an episode. I like to keep things fresh. We definitely don't share notes. CJ, I'd like you to read my last note that I wrote for this movie.
Oh, fuck this fucking movie.
Yeah, fuck this fucking movie. Welcome to You've Got Mails, everybody. I'm Jason. I'm here with CJ. I'm hot. I'm heated.
You're heated? This one pissed you off?
Oh my, so much.
Is this just because of the drop down from last week?
I mean, last week was a 5. Like, it was a 5-star movie for me. This movie, I was yelling at my TV during this movie.
I can tell you what.
And not in a good way.
I felt like we returned to a comfort zone, almost. I didn't enjoy this movie, but I also didn't cry.
Okay.
I didn't get any heavy emotions.
I did.
Nobody died during it, and if they had died, I wouldn't have cared.
And that movie that CJ would not have shed a tear for, 2001's The Wedding Planner.
With J-Lo.
Jenny from the Block.
This might be my first J-Lo movie.
Ever?
I don't know if I've ever seen one.
Okay. I know it's not your first McConaughey movie.
Hell no.
All right. I love Matthew McConaughey. I really do. There was a time, remember Matthew McConaughey was more of a joke than anything else? And he kind of matured into like a guy where you're like, I want to see what this guy's doing.
There was a point which he realized he was the joke, and he's like, oh, you guys need serious movies? Yeah, I'll knock a couple of those out just to show you.
I think True Detective might have been like my real tipping point for McConaughey when I watched that first season of True Detective. And I was like, this guy's fucking good.
I really loved Lincoln Lawyer. What a movie.
See, I don't think I've ever seen that.
You gotta see it.
All right. I mean, Time to Kill is a great one. That was from earlier on in his career, and he's fantastic in that.
But then he can still come in Wolf of Wall Street and go, oh. Like, he still got it, you know?
These are rookie numbers. You got to pump that up. Let's talk about this Matthew McConaughey movie, which is probably the worst Matthew McConaughey movie. So this movie focuses on Mary Fiore, played by Jennifer Lopez, and she is a wedding planner. She's good at her job. She weddings hard.
She is incredibly anal.
Like the OCD. Like, this is the peak, like, I'm an uptight, business-centered woman, and I need a man to solve my problems, like, to loosen me up. Like, this is one of my least favorite tropes in these movies. This one is just, oh, God.
Now, let me ask you, you know, we're about the same age. Was J-Lo there for you when you were a teenager? Because I think I kind of missed the train.
Yeah, I was never really into J-Lo.
Never a big fan. Yeah. And actually, watching this, I realized it's the first time I've ever seen her in normal people clothes. And I was like, oh, okay. She's a nice gal.
Yeah,
like, I kind of liked her in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like this, but I liked her in it.
So this movie starts out with basically like the origin story of Mary, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's like a flashback of this little girl with her dollhouse, like arranging like a little wedding for all of her Barbies. And she's just kind of playing the priest, I guess, because she's saying, oh, you know, you two are going to be married now, and you're going to make...
she's playing the wedding planner.
Yeah, you're going to buy him socks, and he's going to make you big bologna sandwiches. And I was like, is this what little girls thought happened when you got married? That the guy you married was going to make you big bologna sandwiches all the time? Because if that's the case, somebody wife me the fuck up. Because I would love...
say, my wife's bologna sandwich game is fucking strong.
You're supposed to be making them for her, though. That's what she said.
I think it's happened once or twice. But
oh, you're supposed to be making her the big bologna sandwiches.
she knows how to slap some Wonder Bread around. A little mayo. Hell yes.
Like the fried bologna? You like
no,
fried?
sir. Just straight on there with American cheese.
I like it fried. From here, we've got the little Barbie getting married.
Let's talk about anything other than this movie.
Jesus, I can talk about bologna for hours. She's got, they do a close-up on the Barbie doll's face, And she's like, this is your special day, Barbie. And then we cut to like a real woman's face who looks petrified. And all grown up J-Lo is like, this is your special day. And she's freaking out. She doesn't want to get married. And J-Lo kind of talks her down off the ledge by just explaining to her, like, you know, you found a guy who loves you. He's lucky to have you. I heard him say that, like, wow, I can't believe she chose me. And like,
you can tell it's obviously like a canned speech her character has used a million times.
Oh yeah, because she'll use it again later on in the movie. So she solves that. And then, for me, the most redeeming shot of this entire movie, and I don't know if you caught this, but I'm a big sucker for, like, one continuous shot.
Oh yeah, it was a pretty decent one shot to start this
that goes on forever. So she's in the basement of this church, and this whole shot is just to show you that she's a boss. Like, when it comes to weddings.
I got it written down here. Is she marrying the president?
Yeah, like she's got like an earpiece in.
She's like, the eagle has landed. The eagle has landed. Everybody release the doves.
She goes from the basement of this church. The camera follows her up a set of stairs. And the whole time she's glad-handing everybody. Like, she's like, oh, I know who you're looking for. They're downstairs. Walks up the flight of stairs to the back of the church. Talks to the priest a little bit. Like, this guy has to go take a leak, and she won't let him. And this bothered me, because I'm like, this guy's an old man.
We watched a guy pee his pants last week on this same situation.
That's right. I'm like, this guy, like, I'll be honest. If you were like, I really got to pee, I'd like, you're in your 30s. You can fucking hold it in a minute. This guy's like 60, 70 years old. He's a priest. Like, if he's got to pee, you let him pee.
He could pee right now and then have to pee again in a few minutes.
You know, I don't want to see this guy get a bladder infection. But she talks to him, and then she goes, like, through the doors, like, into the actual church, to the back of the pews, where they've got cameras set up and, like, lighting. We meet Judy Greer, who's, like, her little assistant. And even she couldn't save this movie, as much as I love Judy Greer.
She is like our person. Judy Greer.
She is, yeah.
She's the angel of You've Got Mail.
Yeah, so she has her, like, do some things. She's, like, directing traffic everywhere. Then the camera follows her. Oh, she's asking for the father of the bride. Not Steve Martin. Different father of the bride. Asking for him, and they're like, we can't find him. He's MIA. The FOB is MIA, she says.
And she uses her wedding planner, Tingly Senses.
Yeah, so she, like, so with the camera follows her. Like, it's a solid, probably, like, 3-minute shot. Like, changing floors. Like, she walks down one side of the pews, and the camera is going down the center of the pews, and they meet back up in the front where the priest still has to pee, and she won't let him. She walks into another room, gathers up all the groomsmen, tells them to get their shit together and get out there because the wedding's about to start. And then to a set of stairs where we find the father of the bride, who's, I'm guessing he's drunk.
Yeah.
Do you think he was drunk?
Well, it's either that or barbiturates. I'm pretty sure he's drunk.
I thought maybe he was just sad because he's, like, on the steps, like, crying about his baby girl getting married. She rips open her jacket, and she has, like, a Batman-style utility belt full of things to, like, help her in this situation.
Point, you had higher hopes for this movie, didn't you? Like, when you were watching it, you're like, oh, God, she's, like, one-shot Batman.
I mean, they did start off strong with this one continuous shot. I actually had to, like, I was so impressed with this shot that I had to look up the cinematographer. Because I was like, this guy probably went on to do, like, bigger and better things. He hasn't. I mean, he's got some, like, serious big movies under his belt. Like, he did cinematography for all of the Home Alones. Wedding Crashers. What's that movie about the a cappella group with Anna Kendrick? I vamp for a few minutes while CJ Googles.
We have Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect, yes.
Which I'm sure has got to be on the list here.
It is. So he did the cinematography on that. But, like, nothing, like... This is like a Goodfellas, like, through the kitchen into the club style, like, one shot. And I'm like, this guy has to have gone on to win Oscars, like, done something. No, he's just happy, like, middling around and, like, mediocrity. You know, a couple, like, big comedies and things like that, but nothing super serious. But yeah, so we basically get, like, this whole scene where she's just a boss-ass bitch just running around, fucking up this wedding. Like, everything goes perfectly according to plan. So you know she's good at what she does.
Yes, she's the best of the best.
Yeah. And then we get this weird scene of these two ladies in the crowd at the wedding, and they look up to the balcony, and they're like, there's the wedding planner. Like, she's some kind of celebrity. Like, how do they even know who the wedding planner is? And they go, oh, she must lead such a romantic life. And then we cut to her pretty mundane.
Cooking up a Stouffer's.
Yeah, but this is another one.
Out watching some Jeopardy or Antiques
Roadshow. Yeah, but this is another one of these tropes that I hate where they're like, oh, you're single. And, like, she wasn't eating a TV dinner. It looked like she stopped at, like, Whole Foods and got, like, a prepared meal or something. Like, it was, like, decent-looking food. She's at home. She pours herself a glass of wine. She's a very clean apartment, very nice apartment.
Honestly, she's living the life.
Yeah.
Like, I live with another human being.
Yeah.
She works night shift. That's why we record these podcasts at night, actually. there are nights when she's here, and it is absolutely wonderful. Then there's a couple nights a week where fucking video games in my boxers, man.
Yeah.
Like, coming home and just being yourself in your own place a little, one of the best things.
Yeah, but I hate this thing in these movies anymore where it's like they're such a loser because they got their life together and they like what they like. Like, maybe she's fucking happy. Maybe she's happy being alone and eating her meals. The only problem I had with this scene was they show her go to bed. And I got a question for you. When you sleep, like, so your wife works nights, right?
Yeah.
So you presumably sleep alone a lot of nights.
Before she gets home, yeah.
Well, okay, so this is a little different then because you probably sleep on one side because you know she's coming home and you want her side to be open for her.
Exactly.
I live alone. Like, I don't have a significant other that I sleep with every night. I sleep in the middle of the bed, you know? Like, I don't...
Yeah, man, show your dominance.
Yeah, I just wonder because, like, she's, like, literally neatly tucked into one side of the bed and the other side is just empty. And I thought it was kind of strange and it bothered me. I don't know, it's just one of these little things I picked up on.
No comment. I don't
know.
Yeah, it bothers me now, too.
Yeah, I was like, why aren't you, like, spreading out, you know? Get yourself some bed, J-Lo. We cut to a scene where she is in, like, I'm assuming a retirement home. I couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
Or, like, it might just be, like,
Could be a community center.
like a community center. And she's playing Scrabble with her father and a few other people. The grandma from Happy Gilmore is there.
Yes.
Whatever her name is. I was happy to see her. Another guy named Bert. And they're all playing Scrabble together. And
her father, as I found out, is like not Gareth from Four Weddings and a Funeral. And this is going to be a theme in this movie of people not being who I wish they were.
You think they were someone else? I wish this whole movie was something else. I wish this movie was Four Weddings and a Funeral. And that's saying a lot because I thought that movie was not that good. Maybe we could do like a mashup where J-Lo wedding plans the four weddings.
Ooh.
And then, I don't know. So they're playing Scrabble, and J-Lo's dad is talking to her about, you know, he wants her to find a man and be happy. And he says he ran into this guy that they all knew when they vacationed in Italy. They went back to the old country. And he's in the States now, and he wants to hook her up, and he tells her it's this guy named Massimo. And she's like, well, that's the kid that, like, ate mud and followed me around, like, the entire time and, like, made fun of me and picked on me, and he was just like a brat.
Yeah, going right on with the theme of this movie. He's not James Marsden.
No, he's not James Marsden.
He looks just like him, but he's not.
He does. And she sarcastically says, oh, great, I can't wait to meet him. And he goes, perfect, because he's right here. And they bring in this guy doing the worst, like, I'm a Massimo, I'm a bippity-boppity from Italy. Like, this is a white guy, not Italian at all, doing, like, the worst Italian accent.
I'm surprised this movie could even be released in Italy. Like, this was offensive to a point where, and I don't even care if I offend Italian people, and it offended me.
Well, like, let's get into this for a minute, because I was going to save it for later, maybe, but since we're talking about it. J-Lo, famously not Italian.
No.
The guy that plays her dad, not an Italian. The guy that plays Massimo, not an Italian. Were there not any Italian actors or actresses that were willing to take any roles in this movie?
Or, I mean, if you're going to cast all these people, just not have it be Italian.
Yeah, why not just get, like, a Puerto Rican guy to play J-Lo's father? And then they could just be from Puerto Rico. And then bring in a Puerto Rican guy.
I mean, the little girl they got to play her, white as hell.
Yeah, like, it was ridiculous. So we meet Massimo, and he's just a total, like, he's just a goofball. I don't know how else to explain it. He's there for comedic relief at first, anyway.
Yes.
And he's just like, when I remember you from before, you had a big head that was too big for your body, and you were ugly and skinny, and I guess it's not a great way to...
Now, this is a thing that I've worked with a fair amount of Europeans, and I can't speak to all of them, German listener, or Louise, or some of the other random Europeans we have. But a lot of Europeans seem pretty straightforward to me. Like, I'm a chubby guy, they have no problem being like, hey, you want to go get food? I know you want to go get food with me. Come on. Like, and it's not even like an offensive. Like, they can be mean without being bullies.
I think a lot of it has to do with the accent. I can't scientifically prove that.
Yeah.
For some reason, when British people insult you, it just sounds so proper and polite that you can't even be mad about it. You know, I think it's the accent. I think it just depends on which European is insulting you and in what accent. We find out that, like, Dad has basically arranged a marriage for her, which I didn't know that was a thing they did in Italy either, which it probably isn't. I don't think anyone that wrote this movie has any clue what they do in Italy.
No.
You know, but J-Lo, she storms off. She's not happy. She doesn't want to marry Massimo. And we cut to where she works. And this is Big Wedding, CJ.
You asked, what is Big Wedding?
This is it. But is this even a real thing?
I'm sure.
Like, this is a giant firm. Like, we meet Kathy Najimy's character. I don't know what her name is.
They don't handle weddings. They handle accounts.
Yeah, like, there are multiple wedding planners under one roof that all work for this one woman. And it is like an accounting firm or like a lawyer's office. They have partnerships. Like, we find out that, J-Lo comes in and says, there's a Donnelly wedding happening. And the Donnellys are big money. New money, though. Like, they put their wedding announcement in, like, the social pages of the paper because they want to, like, let people know that they're serious and they're real money. She wants to land this account, and she says to her boss, if I can land this, you'll make me a partner. Which I think this whole thing is ridiculous. Like, I don't think this is how wedding planners work.
Well, I also, like, it seemed like bad business decisions from her boss all around. Because, I mean, she says she's like, I'm better than the top 5 people behind me.
Well, yeah, she says she brings in
Like,
5 times.
Get her whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah, she brings in 5 times the revenue, she says. But she does. She convinces her, like, if she can land this, like, she'll at least think about it.
Yeah, like, she doesn't want to make her partner. I'd be like, you should probably be running the business.
Yeah, well, she does. She threatens. That's kind of how she gets her. She threatens to, she says, maybe I'll go out and start my own business.
And she should have.
Yeah, and that's when Kathy Najimy is like, ooh, no, I don't want to lose you. Because she knows, like, she'll go out and probably crush her into the ground. So, she kind of says, okay, well, we'll give it a shot. From here, we find, Judy Greer comes up to her in the office and says there's, like, a cute Italian guy waiting for her in the lobby. So Massimo is just stalking her and going from, like, place to place.
Well, he is, this time, actually feels that she is going to marry him. Like, it's been set in stone.
Oh, yeah, in his mind, he's the fiancé. Like,
yes.
That's his fiancé. They're engaged to be married. He doesn't really understand how any of this works. Because the writers of this movie think all Italians are just fucking simple rubes from off the boat that don't know how things work in America. But, she sneaks out past Massimo and doesn't talk to him. Cut to another wedding where J-Lo is feeding the best man lines for the speech through, like, an earpiece. She kind of runs everything when it comes to these weddings. Now, did you catch who the best man was that was giving the speech?
No.
That's the lead singer of the Dan Band.
The Dan Band?
So if you've ever seen Old School...
Oh, okay.
And he sings Total Eclipse of the Heart at the reception. Turn around.
Wow, did you just catch that?
I recognize him. But he's also married to Kathy Najimy, who plays her boss.
Okay.
And I knew that, but when I saw him, I immediately recognized him. So he's got a little bit cameo in this. And from there, we meet Fran. Fran is Fran Donnelly, the woman who's getting married, this big account.
Veronica.
What?
Veronica Vaughn.
Is that who that is?
That's Veronica Vaughn from Billy Madison, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't catch that?
No.
You caught the guy from the obscure early 90s band that never made a hit song?
I'm sorry.
And had a cameo part in a movie that 7 people watched. But you don't recognize Veronica Vaughn from Billy Madison.
You don't think anybody watched Old School?
All right, 9 people watched.
Oh, get out of here. That scene left a very big impression on me. No, I didn't know that.
She's also Sonya Blade from all the Mortal Kombat movies.
That registers more to me. Like, I feel like she looks more like Sonya Blade. That Veronica Vaughn. Well, anyway, she plays Fran in this movie. So she's there, I guess, to kind of see how J-Lo does business, like what her wedding planning skills are. She's there. She brings her parents also. Her parents are very, like, uppity, rich, stuffy.
Just shows up at another wedding.
Yeah.
She kind of just crashes a wedding.
I mean, I'm sure she was invited. Like, I feel like this was a meeting that was set so that she could come and kind of, like, touch base and see what J-Lo can do. This was like
the feeling like she bombed in on it.
No, I think this was like this was J-Lo's basically interview to be the wedding planner. If you're gonna be a wedding planner, what better way than to invite someone to a wedding you've planned?
Okay.
And let them see how it goes off. I did think it was weird that the parents showed up too, and then they were all trying to, like, eat and drink at the wedding. I did like that Fran actually told her parents, like, you can't drink that. This isn't our wedding. You're not supposed to be here. But they're very stuffy, like you can tell, and they're very hard to work with.
I wouldn't even call them stuffy. She's a little stuffy. The parents just seem like lushes. Like, they seem like they might be stuffy up until 5 p.m. And then all bets are off. Like, they have a safe word. You know when somebody has a safe word.
I don't believe
her
that.
parents have a safe word.
Maybe. But, she eventually kind of, like,
Excelsior.
convinces, that's got to be what it is, too. She kind of convinces them that she's the right wedding planner for the job. We don't get to meet the fiance. She says that her future husband, Eddie, is on his way, but he's late, so we don't ever actually meet him. He's not at the wedding.
Gee, I wonder what they're setting up here.
Exactly. From there, we get a scene of J-Lo trying to cross a street, and she gets her heel of her Gucci shoe stuck in the manhole cover, and she is just stuck in the middle of the street. And then we get another scene of this cab driver who's trying to eat an ice cream cone, loses the ice cream out of the cone, and while he's trying to scoop it up, hits a dumpster And this guy doesn't even seem like he notices that he hits the dumpster. He just kind of keeps on going. But this dislodges the dumpster. And this whole movie's set in San Francisco. What's San Francisco known for?
Hills.
A lot of fucking hills. So this dumpster...
Hey, we live in Pittsburgh. I have absolutely seen runaway dumpsters.
This movie's a runaway dumpster. But this runaway dumpster is careening down this hill towards J-Lo, and she has totally clueless. The Gucci shoe is stuck in the manhole. She finally gets the shoe unlodged, and right before this dumpster just totally unalives her, this white and shining arm, this knight in shining armor. He has a white and shining armor. This white guy jumps out from nowhere and basically tackles her to the ground, saving her life.
Let's talk about 2 points here.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of movies, like a lot. I know one thing is true in my life. If I am ever anywhere and my foot gets stuck, my shoe gets stuck,
Taking that shoe off.
first move, before you do anything, take the shoe off and look around because something's about to murder you. Like, get out of the shoe, look around, get the shoe later. Doesn't matter. Plane's going to come out of the sky. I don't know. Get out of the shoe. Second thing I want to talk about. You remember the pandemic that we had for a couple years?
Oh, yeah.
In the early 2000s, we had another pandemic that was short, blonde, spiky hair like Justin Timberlake. And it damn near took us all out, man.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Like, his hair is ridiculous in this movie.
Are you talking about McConaughey's hair?
Yes.
Oh.
He has, like, the worst Justin Timberlake thing going on. And all I could think was, like, back then, everybody had that.
He
And
was-
it was terrible.
He was very blonde, like bleach blonde.
Yeah.
But so he tackles her, and it's really uncomfortable, this whole scene. Like, he saves her, basically, but he lays on her for a really long time.
Well, also, she passes out. Did the dumpster roofie her on the way down? Or?
No, he tackled her so hard
Oh.
to save her from the dumpster. I think that's what hurt her. So he tackles her, and she is, like, out of it, like, woozy, like, well, she says she can't breathe, but it's probably because he's laying on her. And then she says, "Why are you still laying on me?" And he just looks at her, he's like, in good old Matthew McConaughey charm, "You know what? I don't really know. I just can't seem to get off of you."
Feels like the right thing.
Yeah. And he's like caressing her head and stuff. It's just very creepy to me. And
Then he abducts her.
then he abducts her. So, like, she then passes out. So the dumpster never hit her. So any kind of, like, head trauma or, like, concussion she may have suffered is all at the hands of this guy. Which, I mean, granted, it's better than getting hit by a high-speed dumpster. But, like, still, not the best. He didn't, like, do the best job saving
I'm
her.
positive this movie's better than getting hit by a high-speed dumpster.
I don't know. I'll take the dumpster. So then she wakes up in a hospital bed surrounded by all these children. And they're kind of talking about, oh, is she dead? You know.
Cute children scene.
Yeah, cute kids. The only kids in the movie, which is fine by me. And, you know, he comes in. We find out that Matthew McConaughey's character is Dr. Steve. He's like a children's doctor at a children's hospital. And he proceeds to tell her, like, they ran a bunch of scans on her, did like a CAT scan, x-rays. Everything looks okay. You know, she should be able to leave. Also, like, tells her that he went through her wallet, which at first glance doesn't seem that weird to me.
This is American healthcare, dude. You need to find that insurance card or they would have left her next to the river.
You do, but then he also says, you're the first person I've ever met that alphabetizes their credit cards.
Weird thing to notice.
Well, especially because you would have to have taken them all out to realize that they were alphabetized. Like, you couldn't just look at the top one and then assume that they were alphabetical unless you took them all out. So my only guess is that this man pulled everything out of her wallet.
So what we're saying is this guy just knows how to cross boundaries.
Yeah, he's super creepy. Super creepy is Dr. Steve. You know, we go to a scene where she's basically getting ready to get discharged. Like, she's in his office and just kind of looking through some of his stuff. And there's, like, heavy flirtation. Like, as soon as, like, she wakes up in the hospital bed, he's kind of flirting. And she's also into Dr. Steve. So, because she's in the office, like, before he comes in, catches herself in the mirror, realizes her hair's a mess. She's putting on lipstick. He comes in, sits her down. And then Judy Greer's character comes rushing in because I guess they found her as her contact information.
Here she comes to save the scene.
Yeah. So she runs in and sees Dr. Steve. And I mean, she splooshes. Like, everybody splooshes at everybody in this movie. Like,
Yes.
literally. And she kind of sees how attractive he is. But great wing woman, Judy Greer.
Hell yeah.
Because I don't know, like, they don't really say if she's already with somebody or not, but she could have easily tried to take Dr. Steve for herself, but immediately sets him up with Jennifer Lopez's character, invites him out to go see a movie in the park that night. They put movies on the side of a building at this Golden Gate Park. And he agrees to go. Not a great doctor, in my opinion.
Yeah, isn't that crossing an ethical line too?
Well, there's that. So there's crossing an ethical line. Also, this woman clearly had some kind of serious head trauma. Like, she should be home resting. Like, if I was Dr. Steve...
How do you pick up your women? I need to look for the head traumas.
If I was Dr. Steve, I'd have been like, you know what, maybe you should go home and rest tonight. Maybe going out and seeing a movie outdoors and, like, maybe get some rest. And, you know, if you want to
here's
see...
your car keys. I'll see you there.
Yeah, if you want to see a movie, maybe we'll go see it another time. But no. So we go to that scene where they're in the park. Judy Greer...
Coolest fake tree I've ever seen.
A
weird tree they sit in.
I didn't even notice the
No?
tree.
Oh, man.
No, that was the least of my concerns. So they get to the park, and Judy Greer immediately excuses herself with some bullshit story about changing a fax cartridge to leave those two alone. Why even show up if you're Judy Greer? Like, if the point was just to get these two together, like, there's no need for the stupid story. You just don't show up.
I mean, I think it was just like a cutesy story. Like, he knew she was bullshit, and she knew she was bullshit, and everybody knew it was bullshit. Now get the hell out of there.
This is true. You know, they go to this movie. They sit in the park. Bert, who's like, he might be my favorite character of the whole movie. And there's not a lot to like in this movie. But I do like Bert.
Yeah.
Bert's one of the older guys that plays Scrabble with her and her dad.
I like all the adorable old people.
Yeah, you know, you're right. I do too. He has a special seat and apparently a fake tree, according to CJ. He's been like holding down a spot for him because he's like a guard at the park. And he takes them over and they sit and watch the movie. So, like, throughout this movie, I liked Matthew McConaughey's character less and less. Like, the more I heard him speak and the more he did things. This next scene drove me absolutely fucking crazy. He's eating M&Ms, but he's only eating the brown ones.
Wasting.
He is just throwing the other ones away. Like, not into a trash can. Like, they're in a public park. He takes a handful of M&Ms out of his bag. He picks out all the ones that aren't brown and just chucks them. Doesn't offer them to J-Lo. Like, would you like an M&M?
I could see the date with my wife where she's like, why do you want to sit behind this old gnarly tree? And I'm just catching M&Ms like a fucking dog.
But his reasoning for this is because he figures the brown ones, since they're the same color as chocolate, don't have as much artificial food coloring in them.
They're M&Ms. They don't even have chocolate in them. Like, it's all artificial.
This guy's a fucking doctor, okay? M&M's is a chocolate center with a candy coating and then a color. It would take more artificial food coloring to make the dark brown than it would to make the other colors, is what I'm saying. Guy's a fucking idiot.
You really hate this movie.
There's so much to pick apart. But, you know, let's get past the M&M part. They watch this movie, and it's like this nice, like, musical, like, old-timey movie they're watching. And she asks him if he wants to dance, and he agrees. So they go up, and they have a very romantic dance. And they're about to kiss when it starts to pour down rain. So they just run for the car. And then we cut to the next day. This shit drives me crazy, too. What happened after they ran away?
Yeah, that looked like they were going to get weird in a car.
Like, they were about to kiss, but they don't ever show, like, how that scene ends. Like, I would have liked to have gotten to a point where they, like, got to the car and he, like, put her in the car and said goodnight or whatever. So at least I know.
That they didn't.
That they didn't. Yeah. But they don't do that. We get a scene in another wedding where, and again, this bothered me too.
The Greek stereotypes?
Well, no, that didn't bother me so much. It was the fact that Fran was at this wedding too. Like, I feel like once you see the first wedding and you get like an idea of what she can do, I didn't even
pick up on that.
You shouldn't be at every other wedding from then on out with her.
It really seemed like Fran just needed friends.
Maybe.
Like, I think she's maybe looking for a job. Like, she's loaded, but she's like, you know what, this seems like fun. I'm just going to follow J-Lo around.
I think none of it made any sense. Fran can tell that, like, J-Lo, she's, like, bubbly, she's smiling, she's not paying attention. And she asks her, like, well, what's going on? Who is he? And she tells her, you know, I met a guy, and tells her the whole story about saved by the runaway dumpster. He's a doctor, all this stuff. Then we get a weird F-bomb from Judy Greer, which seemed way out of place in this movie. Like, there's not a single, like, I don't think anybody says hell, damn.
I know you're allowed to get one in a PG-13.
I don't think anybody says,
like, they really wanted to use it.
I don't think anybody says darn it in this movie. Like, this is about as clean a movie as you're ever going to get. And for some reason, they're at this, either a Greek or a Jewish wedding, and they're smashing plates. And Judy Greer's like, you can't just be smashing plates like it's the Ritz fucking Carlton. Like, out of nowhere in the background.
I mean, and they are smashing an excessive amount of plates. Like, it looks like the rawhide scene in Blues Brothers.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
That place is a death trap by the end of the night.
Yeah, I hope nobody slips and falls
everywhere.
we go to the next scene, and JLo's character takes her job super serious. Like, she's way involved because she's dropping a couple off at ballroom dance classes, and like is like, make sure you guys sign in. It's like she's babysitting these people. She steps into the ballroom dance class just to, I guess, look around, and she sees Fran is there and didn't know she was going to be there. This is where Fran introduces her to her fiance, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who Eddie is?
Not Justin Timberlake.
Not Justin Timberlake. Dr. fucking Steve.
Never saw this coming.
Mr. Brown M&Ms. They have to do this awkward, like, oh, we've never met before thing where they shake hands and talk. And through a bit of happenstance, Fran gets a phone call and J-Lo has to fill in during the ballroom dance class. And they have this very angry dance together where they're kind of talking about what happened. And she's saying, well, you didn't tell me, you told me your name was Steve. And he's like, what is Steve? My last name's Edison. She calls me Eddie. It's a nickname. And this is where McConaughey just pisses me off so much. Because she's like, why did you go to this movie with me? Why'd you go on this date with me? And he's like, oh, I like movies. And I was off that night.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit.
That was a date. When you were on a date.
Yeah.
Like, I've never once been in the middle of something and just been like, oh shit, this is a date. When that is happening.
Yeah. And he also does this weird thing where he talks in the third person, where he's like, Steve likes movies. Steve was off that night. Steve thought it would be a fun time to go out and see a movie.
Steve's drugs are kicking in.
Yeah. And she goes, why did you try to kiss me then? Or why did you almost kiss me? And he can't answer it. And then he says something about, like, well, it's your fault for smelling so good. So, like, he's trying to blame her.
They call that, gaslighting or something?
Yeah.
That's
This guy's a piece of shit. Like, he's the biggest piece of shit.
I honestly, I knew that he was going to end up being the fiance. And basically at this point, I was like, okay, well, here comes the redemption arc. We have to be able to like this guy by the end of the movie to enjoy this movie, right?
No, never do.
He never does. He never redeems it. He pulls an incredibly shitty move. And, he doesn't keep pulling shitty moves, but they just forget about it.
Oh no, he keeps pulling shitty moves. I'll spell it out for you every single time he does something shitty. Because this.
You have a list.
This movie pissed me off so much. So then we get a scene of, it's kind of like an intercut scene where J-Lo walks into the office and she's there with Judy Greer and she says she has to leave the Donnelly wedding. And Judy Greer says, well, the only time you ever leave a wedding is if you break the cardinal rule of wedding planning and fall in love with the groom.
Written on the rocks from Mount Sinai.
How many fucking times has this happened that this is the cardinal rule of wedding planning? This should just be the cardinal rule of anything. Like, you don't fall in love with the groom if you're not the fucking bride. Like, that's not the cardinal rule of wedding planning. It's the cardinal rule of life. But it's her, it's Judy Greer trying to convince her to stay on the wedding. And then we get another scene where it's McConaughey and a really small cameo by Kevin Pollak.
Yes.
Who I think is great.
Oh, we also didn't mention Fred Willard.
Oh, yeah, Fred Willard's the dance instructor.
With a weird goatee.
Yeah, we brushed him right over the
carpet. That he showed up with that goatee, and they were like, all right, we're going to roll with it. It's Fred Willard.
There's people, these cameos in this movie, they're punching way below their weight class, because, they shouldn't be in this movie. Kevin Pollak was in fucking Unusual Suspects, for Christ's sake. And he's in The Wedding Planner. But he's barely in it. So there's just a scene of him and McConaughey on the golf course, and he's explaining to him...
he was in A Few Good Men.
Yeah! He's talking about, what happened and the circumstances about how he saved her, and they went on a date, and then he found out that... So what I gather from this is, because Kevin Pollak already knew about this, I saved this girl, I want a date with her. So he's telling this guy, even though he's engaged to be married, that he went on a date with a girl, and he likes her. But then he tells him that, turns out she's the wedding planner, so it's kind of ruined. So he's already been bragging about meeting this girl.
Yeah.
So he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he is.
At this point...
I got no defense.
At this point, this is where McConaughey really lost me, as if he hadn't lost me already. He starts reasoning with Kevin Pollak, and he says, yeah, I mean, Fran's great, but what if Fran is great, but there's something greater out there that's better than Fran? And I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. This isn't a thing where, you fall in love, and then you just date that person until something better comes along.
These are marriages. This isn't your dating life.
Yeah. Even in dating life. That kind of stuff pisses me off so much where, people just date and then something better comes along as they move on and just jump from, person to person. This is, Dr. Steve's a real piece of shit.
Absolutely.
But throughout this conversation, somehow, he convinces himself that Fran is the one. And in the other scene, J-Lo is convinced to keep on being the wedding planner. Next scene we get is they're taking a trip to a vineyard to check out a location.
She really does her job.
Oh, she's everywhere with these people. Like it's insane. Like how hard she plans. She's a wedding planner. I mean, the movie's called The Wedding Planner. CJ. She's gonna plan some shit. But they're on their way to this vineyard to check out the location, and she's in the back seat, and McConaughey and Fran are in the front seat, and Fran, she could have been like the villain of this. Like they could have made her way worse.
You know, a term we haven't used in a long time.
What?
Cyclops.
Oh, Fran
She
gets
is
Cyclops.
Yeah, Cyclops. She is the Cyclops of this situation.
There's nothing wrong with Fran, and I'm trying to think.
She's actually a pretty awesome person.
If you're gonna make McConaughey so shitty and like still want the people watching the movie to be happy that he ends up with J-Lo or like wants them to get together, you could have tried to make Fran like not a nice person.
No,
but they
she's
don't
awesome.
even try. Like there's no reason
She's
to want.
rich. She's taking you to like wine tastings.
Yeah, there's no reason to not want these people to get together.
She's bringing in a SWAT team of wedding planners for your wedding, so you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, but they're on their way to this thing, and Fran, who like really seems to like J-Lo's character, asks her, "What happened to that doctor that you met? What happened to that guy?" And she says, like, you know what? It's not going to work out. It turns out he was the groom at one of the weddings I was planning.
Not the smartest person, Veronica Vaughn.
Fran?
Yeah.
No! That's what I was going to say. Like, how do you not put this together? That she already told him that he's a children's doctor. And now she's telling her that she's the groom for one of the weddings he's planning. How many weddings are you planning at one time?
Yeah.
How does Fran not see this? Poor dumb Fran.
She could have just said, he was a chode.
Yeah, anything. But so she does this basically just like take a jab at McConaughey.
Mm-hmm.
And then he almost murders them all by swerving into the oncoming traffic just to scare the shit out of everybody and change the subject. Also.
Better ways to do that.
He's a horrible person.
I mean, we're men. We always have one in the chamber. You just fart loud. It'll change the subject.
We get to the vineyard. Turns out Massimo is also there because Dad tipped him off to where J-Lo was going to be. So Massimo runs up and he tells everyone that he's her fiance. And they're all just like, oh, okay. They were just talking about how she was dating some other guy. No one questions this at all and says, you've got a fiance you never told us about.
25 minutes later, man.
But of course, Dr. Steve is vindicated because he's like, oh, you've got a fiance and you went on a date with me. Like he plays it off like he's a total dick to her because of it. So they're going to go and check out the wedding venue. This might be the only scene of this movie that I kind of had a chuckle or enjoyed at all. Massimo is with Steve and he's like, wedding planning is for the women. Let's
and they do little...
He's like, let's do the manly bonding.
Yeah.
And they walk past a sign that says fitness center. And of course, Massimo is like, oh, the center for the fitness. We should work out together. Manly bond. So there's like just a couple like little scenes where they're running on the treadmill and Massimo has the speed all the way cranked up and he's running no sweat and McConaughey is just like dying on it. They're doing like a pull-up competition.
Not sure what they were trying to show in this.
Just that Massimo is physically fit, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it was just a funny like throwaway scene. And by the time the girls all get back from checking out the venue, they're just wrestling in the grass at one point. Like this is part of the manly bonding. And Massimo,
have you ever been like a wrestle other guys kind of guy?
No.
Like I've never. I wanted to ask you about this when I was watching this. I know those guys. I've definitely been to like house parties where there's the contingent of dudes that get drunk and start wrestling each other.
Yeah.
And I've never quite understood it.
I don't either. I think it's a lot of like misplaced feelings.
Yeah. Like, I mean, sometimes these guys are a little closeted, but not always.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's just guys want to get drunk and wrestle
You
with
just
each
want to get
other.
out some aggression, I guess. I mean, there's other ways to do it, but...
Like, I just want to listen to music.
Yeah, that's me too. That's why I like you, CD, because you've never tried to wrestle me when we were out having drinks.
I can't remember the last time we high-fived a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but our physical contact...
That's the last time we had physical contact.
Physical contact, slim to none. So, from this scene, we cut to... did this scene trigger you, the next scene?
The horses.
Yeah.
Dude, this is what I'm talking about. That horse had a little bit of a bad day, almost killed J-Lo.
So, well... They're doing a horseback riding thing, so it's Massimo's on a horse, J-Lo's on a horse, everybody's there on a horse. Fran's parents show up, and Fran's mom is like singing, and she hits this awful high note.
Fran's mom, notoriously not Mary Steenburgen.
No, she's not.
Another Wish actor that I wish would have been somebody else.
So they're on the horses and they're riding, and she hits this high note, and J-Lo's horse just freaks out. Spins around, just takes off, bolting through the woods, and she's screaming. She's about to fall off.
I feel vindicated watching this. This is how horses are.
Well, she made the one mistake. If she had watched that Martin Lawrence movie, she'd know that the way to slow down a horse is to go, whoa, motherfucker, whoa! But she didn't do that. Dr. Steve, all of a sudden, is an expert horse rider and just, like, gives a yah and takes off into the woods and, like, chases her down, grabs her, like, they do a thing where he, like, pulls her off of her horse onto his so that she's, like, straddling him. It's very sexy.
Yes.
Like, saving. Like, they end up in a compromising position afterwards. And that he gets her off the horse and they ride back to the group. And he has to take her back on his horse. So, everybody else is riding ahead and he's leading the horse on foot while she's on it. And this is more just dickish stuff from Dr. Steve where he's like rubbing in her face that she's engaged and like she was just as bad as he is. Well, in reality, she's not really engaged to Massimo. Like this wasn't. But she doesn't tell anybody this. Like if I was her and they were alone, I'd have been like, I'm not marrying that fucking guy. Like this is like an arranged marriage that I'm not taking part in. Like this is ridiculous.
All he wants to do is exercise with other men.
Yeah. So they leave the vineyard. Next morning, she wakes up to her father measuring her in her sleep for a wedding dress. Dad's a little wacky.
A little invasive. Yeah.
Way invasive. I mean, he's setting up marriages for her, so this isn't like that out of the...
I'm pretty sure Gareth would have already known her sizes.
Yeah, he would have hide her up. He didn't know. But then Dad kind of tells like a sweet story, which this was like one of the few like parts of the movie that tugged at my heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah, not enough.
Not enough, but it was like Dad sits down and he tells her that her mother and him, her mother has passed away. I didn't mention this, but the mom's no longer in the picture, and that their marriage was an arranged marriage, and she never knew this. And he kind of tells her, when we first met, we met on our wedding day, and she didn't like me. She was rude to me. She didn't want to have anything to do with me. And he's like, and then one time I got really sick with scarlet fever, and she stuck by my side. She took care of me, and then like that turned into like respect, and then that turned into like, and like turned into love, and they ended up having this like beautiful relationship. But it didn't start out that way. So this kind of gets J-Lo thinking a little bit about like maybe the arranged marriage isn't like. Maybe it could work. Maybe it's a thing.
That guy could do a lot of pull-ups.
Yeah. From there, we find out that Fran is leaving for a week on business, and she's going to leave Dr. Steve and J-Lo alone.
I would not leave my husband with J-Lo.
To plan the wedding.
For a week.
No, probably not. I mean, she's Veronica Vaughn, though, so she's probably pretty secure in herself. She decides to leave them. She doesn't decide, but she has to go away. She puts them in charge for a week. And from here, we get like a lot more scenes of kind of like them, I don't want to say flirting, but they're getting to know each other a lot more than they were.
Yeah, I hate flirting.
Yeah, and they're starting to like not dislike each other.
What was that entire movie in Ireland? Leap Year.
Yeah.
I hate flirting.
It's not even that hateful, though. To me, it's just kind of like going in reverse. Like, they don't like each other at this point. And the more they talk and see how each other really are, they're kind of forgiving each other for, not that she needs forgiving at all, because she didn't do anything wrong. But she's starting to kind of like soften up on him, even though she thought that he was a cheating piece of shit, which he fucking is. So one scene, they're going like statue shopping for the wedding, which is a weird thing. Like there's just like a big field full of statues. And then there's a guard walking around like someone's just going to steal a 1,200-pound statue and get away with it.
Well, considering the scene, I think they do need a fucking guard there because they immediately knock over and dismember a statue.
Dismember, castrate a statue.
That's true.
Take the dick right off of that thing.
Yeah, they dismembered
but
the statue.
J-Lo always at the ready has her utility belt on that she's always wearing and has super glue in it. So
amazingly form-fitting clothes to have that utility belt.
That's true. And so Dr. Steve tries to glue the penis back on, gets it glued to his hand.
As you do.
And then we get like a heartwarming scene of her like helping him get the dick off of his hand. I didn't think I'd say that. But that's a thing that happens. And that's kind of like one of the scenes where they're starting to like talk about their lives. And she's asking like how Fran and him met. And they're just kind of like getting to know each other a little bit better. And they're starting to form like a bond.
And he never says a damn bad thing about Fran. Like, actually,
just
she's
because you
kind
can't.
of cool. She was a bookie in college.
Yeah, you can't say a bad word about Fran. There's nothing wrong with Fran in this entire movie.
If I had to pick a team.
Team Fran.
Yes, absolutely.
All the way. J-Lo returns home and Massimo, which I don't know if Massimo has a house or if he lives with her dad. It's all very confusing as to like what Massimo's even doing in the country.
Well, he's a fiance now. He's probably living in a dumpster.
He's in her apartment, I think. But he says to her, like, I just want to be your friend. Like, I understand you don't want to get married.
Yeah, every guy's pulled that move.
And he says, I want to cook you an American dinner. So Massimo makes her some mac and cheese out of a box.
For the first time, he's not a complete Italian stereotype.
No, like, this is where I start to turn around on Massimo. Massimo is talking to her, and he says, if you would marry me, I would take such good care of you. I would build you a house. Love isn't always a fairy tale, he tells her. it's not all going to be like this perfect, happy ending. Like sometimes it's hard and sometimes it's not exactly what you want, but the love is there.
All right, my wife listens to this podcast, so I got to make sure I use my words correctly here. Not everything is perfect in a relationship that leads to marriage. For example, my wife does not like Nicolas Cage. I still fucking married her.
If you wouldn't
you
have married
have
her,
to have a few compromises here and there.
if you wouldn't have
I don't
married
know
her
if I
because of
wanted
that.
an arranged marriage, but like you got to be able to give up some of the things you love a little bit. Like, and so I watch my Nicolas Cage movies without her.
Yeah.
She did watch that one with Pedro Pascal. I don't know why, but she did watch it.
Okay. Yes, I started to turn around on Massimo at this point.
Yeah, he's an all right guy.
Like I was like, maybe like this movie would actually be better if she just married Massimo. From there, we get a scene with her and McConaughey. Now they're flower shopping, and she happens to see like this couple walking through the. It's not a flower store; it's outdoors. It's like a greenhouse sort of situation. Yeah. And
You've worked in the biz.
I have worked in the biz. She sees this couple. It's like a guy and a pregnant woman, and she freaks out and she tries to hide. She's crawling under tables, as opposed to just turning around and walking the other way. Like it's just a ridiculous like Benny Hill bullshit with her like tripping people up and like crawling on the ground and just ruin her whole pantsuit, just making a mess of herself. And she pops up and they're right there. And McConaughey comes over and he's like, "Oh, tell me how you guys met or how you know each other." We find out that J-Lo was engaged to this guy. And on the night of their rehearsal dinner, she found him in her own car making out with her maid of honor, who is this woman. And this is like, I don't know, I guess ruined her. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be like, this is why she is the way she is.
Yeah, it kind of came out of left field.
Yeah, like this felt so shoehorned in there. Like there was never any talk of her ever being engaged before or having like a bad breakup.
We could have just said she's a little neurotic. We don't have to tell you why.
Yeah, so it was like they shoehorned this in just for that scene. And from there we do like a hard smash cut to her just drunk off her ass. Like she's still carrying like a big bottle with her, falling down in the street. Dr. Steve's trying to get her into her apartment. She doesn't have her keys. She lost her keys. He's trying to pick the lock to get in the front door.
Golden rule, people. You drink because you're happy. You don't drink to make yourself happy.
Yeah, it always the opposite. And she's just crying, saying how, she just seen this guy like really triggered her, but she's just saying like she is neurotic and she doesn't even like have time to do her own grocery shop. She's so engrossed in her work and she can't find a man, can't keep a man, yada, yada, yada. Finally gets her into the apartment. He kind of tells, like, he's nice to her. He's like, the guy was stupid. You're a great woman. Like, you're clearly, like, a good person.
I'm the doctor that's totally trying to hit on a drunk woman in her apartment.
Well, see, he doesn't, like, totally hit on her right there. I guess he kind of does. It didn't come off as super creepy to me, but I was still kind of like, I'm not really here for Dr. Steve.
Same situation. Would have dropped her off at her door and fucking left.
Well, she was like, you still got to pick the locks. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, sure.
She was pretty drunk. Like, I think you could take her inside and make sure she, like, falls asleep on her side so she doesn't die.
Yeah,
and then,
recovery position.
Yeah, and then you get out of there. But after he leaves, he knocks on the door, and she answers it, and he basically confesses to her that he, like, loves her. Like, he starts it out with, like, I don't know anything about you, but I know the curves of your face, I know the twinkles in your eye, and I'm like, you don't start out with, I don't know anything about you. And then he tells her, like, that night we spent in the park was the best night of my life. And I was like, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, that's
like,
a real rough
Like
life.
that this one date was, like, the best thing that's ever happened to you.
I grew up a poor peanut farmer.
But thankfully, J-Lo shows some restraint and is like, no. And
Best part of the movie for me.
Yeah, like, I was like, all
I
right.
didn't see this coming, and I was so happy that she was just like, nah,
I did. I got a lot of respect for her character at that point. And I was like, you know what? Maybe this movie's turned around. Maybe this isn't what I think it's going to be. Maybe she's going to marry Massimo.
I do respect the fact that she just says, please go away.
Yeah, but then like shuts the door in his face. From there, we get, J-Lo goes into work and Fran's there. And Fran is like, I was away. She's like, I can't believe I was so blind I didn't see it. J-Lo's like, well, I can explain. Like, she's acting like she knows what's going on. And she's about to confess, basically, and apologize that she'd even gone out on a date. Like, nothing has happened. Like, J-Lo never even kissed Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve's a piece of shit. J-Lo has no reason to be sorry or, like, feel bad at all.
She's not at any point a bad guy.
No, she's done everything the right way.
She's flirted with him a little bit with the whole penis in the hand thing. But, the situation called for it.
That's true. You got to get the penis off the hand. Fran cuts her off and says, like, I hate everything about this guy. I hate the way he chews. Like, he's annoying. I hate the songs he sings in the shower. Like, she's freaking out and doesn't want to marry him.
How convenient.
This part, I didn't like J-Lo in again. Because she talks her into marrying Dr. Steve. She gives that same canned bullshit speech she gives in that first scene with the bride, like, getting ready to, like, walk off a ledge. And I'm like, you know he's a shitty person. Like, I don't want you to, like, talk her out of it because you want to be with him. I want you to talk her out of it because you can see that he is not a good guy.
I think this is just showing that she's the better person. She has the opportunity right there to ruin their relationship and go ahead and grab him.
Yeah.
She's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's totally misplaced. Like I was so hoping that she would just be like, you know what? Let me tell you something, sister. Let me tell you a little something about Dr. Steve, and then just like laid it all out for her, and then they both could have went on that honeymoon together, and Dr. Steve could have sat at home.
J-Lo and Veronica Vaughn?
Fucked off, yeah.
I've seen this movie.
In my dreams. The next scene is Bert, our boy from the tree guard from the park. Dad's friend. It's his birthday, so they're having a party for him. And, you know, J-Lo's there, Dad's there, all the older people are there, and Massimo, of course, is there, because Massimo's got nowhere to go. And he says, like, oh, I'd like to say something. And he brings out this fucking dollhouse. He wheels it out, this giant doll that he built with his bare hands.
He can't even make mac and cheese. And he's out there carpeting hard.
First,
like him.
So he brings out this dollhouse, and he gives this beautiful speech. He turns it around, and there's a wedding ring in the middle of it, like in one of the rooms. And he gets down on one knee.
I'll tell you what, I said yes. A grown man, 20 years after this movie came out, sitting in my living room by myself.
I did a total 180 on Massimo. I was like, this is it. Like, marry this guy. He's better looking than McConaughey. He's sweet. Does he act a little dumb? Sure. But his first language is Italian. Like, he's already learned a good bit of American. I can't speak 2 languages. And Dr. Steve can't speak 2 languages. Like, Massimo's actually probably smarter than everybody in this movie. But he has this beautiful little thing, and it's the sweetest thing. And she turns the Scrabble piece over to spell out okay and spins it around to him. And that's how she says yes to the marriage. Well, I was happy, but I was also like, okay. Like, if you asked someone to marry you and they were like, okay.
We see, there's a great imbalance in the amount of effort that went into this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's meant to show that. But so she agrees to marry Massimo. And at this point, I was ecstatic. Over the moon for Massimo. I love this guy.
Come on, you knew it wasn't.
I didn't. I really thought in my heart of hearts that maybe this movie was going to just totally fucking just subvert my expectations, and like what I thought was going to happen wasn't going to happen.
You haven't paid attention to a damn movie we've watched in the last 6 months.
I just wish so hard. We get what usually I really enjoy is a montage, but in this movie I didn't enjoy anything except for maybe Massimo. But it's kind of like this like intercut montage where we see Dr. Steve and Fran getting ready for their wedding, Massimo and J-Lo getting ready for their wedding. And it just shows the difference between them because like McConaughey is getting like tailored suits and like super nice stuff. And then you see Massimo and he's like in an old suit that J-Lo's dad is like trying to fix up for him and like make it look good. We get to wedding day. I had a couple problems with this.
Just a couple?
So J-Lo is marrying Massimo on the same day as the Dr. Steve Fran wedding, which she is planning. This is the thing that like made her partner. Lots of money riding on this thing. And she like goes to Judy Greer and she's like, you're in charge of this one. I have to go. I'm getting married to JOP. I'm like, why would you schedule this for the same day or at least at the same fucking time? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Hey, man.
So
I can't defend it. All I can say is the writers took off early that day.
I don't think they even showed up. So she hands the wedding off to Judy Greer. She leaves. Also, if you're a wedding planner, why are you getting married to JOP? Like, if I'm Massimo...
Well, they had that scene earlier where her and McConaughey were talking, and they both admit, like, all they really actually want is a small, little, tiny wedding with a couple people there.
All right, that's true. But I guess if you're a wedding planner, you don't want to plan your own wedding.
Was this one of those ones where when you got up to go to the bathroom, you didn't even pause? You're just like, fuck it.
No, I made sure. I wanted to see every fucking second of this movie. But yeah, as far as if you're a wedding planner, you probably don't want to plan your own wedding. It's like how plumbers don't do their own plumbing. Like, they just don't. You don't want to do it.
I know a lot of chefs.
Yeah.
They eat shit.
Oh, yeah. But so she takes off, and then Dr. Steve, he finds Fran. She's in her wedding dress. They're not even supposed to see each other. You know, it's bad luck before the wedding. And he says, let's take a walk. And they go for a walk, and he pulls this bullshit on her. He's like, why do you love me? And she's like, are you breaking up with me? And he was like, no. If you tell me you love me, like, I'll do this thing. Like, I just want to know. Gaslights her, basically, and convinces her not to marry him.
Yeah, this is some judo that he pulls off. Like, this is some fucking Jedi mind tricks to get out of this scot-free.
Yeah. So he convinces her not to marry him, takes her and shoves her in a cab and sends her away. Judy Greer comes running out and was like, "Where's the bride going?" He's like, "Oh, she's leaving. We're not getting married anymore."
Great, now I'm getting fired.
Yeah. So he probably just ruined Judy Greer's life. And he asks where J-Lo is. She's like, "Well, she's getting married to Massimo at the JOP." This is one of our few. Like, I thought we'd have more of these in this movie, but like this mad dash to stop a wedding. So he hops in a cab. Nice callback. The cab driver. Did you notice this?
Yeah, he was the same cab driver, and now he's got a neck brace.
Yeah, the same guy hit the dumpster.
I had to look it up because I'm like, why does this guy have a neck brace on?
The same guy hit the dumpster and almost killed J-Lo earlier. This cab driver, I'm convinced, is trying to ruin her life in one way or another. Like, he tried to kill her with a dumpster. Now he's trying to get her to marry Dr. Steve.
Yep.
We see Massimo and J-Lo getting married at the JOP. And when the priest, or I guess the JOP, asks if there's any objections, like, everyone there, which it's just the dad, the grandma from Happy Gilmore, and our boy Bert. And they all look like real apprehensive. Like, they all want to say something. And finally the dad speaks up and he's like, no, we can't do this. You're not happy. Like, your heart's not really in this. I can tell. And I'm like, why is everybody against fucking Massimo here?
Yeah.
Like, why?
You brought this guy to a different country.
Like, this was your idea. Like, you said yourself, like, this woman that you, like, pine over, that your dead wife didn't like you on the wedding day either. So why would you assume now that, like, this isn't going to work out? I mean, it's probably not going to work out, but I was really rooting for Massimo here.
Did you see the dollhouse?
Like, they ripped my heart out. Like, you know, like, I thought it was really happening. And they waited the last fucking second. And they tore my heart out.
And Massimo, being the beacon of good faith, is cool with it.
He's like, oh, it's okay. You know, if you're happy, you're not happy, I'll be happy.
I'm a hard Italian guy in America. I'll make do.
Yeah, I'll just make a mac and cheese all day. It's fine. So
he just walked outside.
Yeah.
And a woman walked up and said, "You with me?" And he left.
Hey,
never to be seen again.
No, that's not what happens. It's even more bullshit. So J-Lo is like, okay, I'm going to leave then. And she just takes off. McConaughey shows up minutes later. No one knows who he is. No one's met this guy before, except for Massimo. And Dr. Steve is like, oh, where's J-Lo at? I love her. And the dad's like, well, here's where she's at. Go find her. Because dad's just like, oh, this one ain't going to work out. Let me just arrange this one. Let me just send this guy I don't know to marry my daughter. This motherfucker gets Massimo to take him on the back of his Vespa. Like, Massimo just got left at the altar, and now he has to drive the guy that's going to be inside his ex-fiancée like 3 hours later and drop him off somewhere. Massimo got done way dirty in this movie, and I want justice for Massimo. That's what I want. So he takes fucking Dr. Steve to the park where they watched the movies the first time, finds her, tells her they're not getting married, they kiss. Happy fucking ending. Whoop-de-doo. That's the movie.
My last note on this.
Uh-huh.
I respect the fact that they waited all the way to the end to shove a J-Lo song in there.
Oh, yeah, they did. They played the J-Lo song.
They could have Barbra Streisand the shit out of this and just had her music the entire time.
Yeah.
And they waited. That was respectful. I feel like they were looking out for me.
Yeah, that's true. All right. That's that movie. You got anything for this CJ? I forget what it's even fucking called. Great Gestures, Flowers. I'm so distraught over this movie. Like, this is by far. No, you give me your grand gestures. Give me your flowers.
Oh, thanks. Well, I can tell you one thing. I'm not going to make either of us cry this week. Like, this movie was.
Thank you.
It was definitely a movie.
We've been through enough.
Yeah. This was like there was absolutely no emotion felt during this at all. I did make chicken nuggets and tater tots while I watched it. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I got nothing for it. It was filled with a lot of people that I wish were other people.
Mm-hmm.
It was a movie that I wish was another movie.
Mm-hmm.
And your turn.
Probably out of everything we've watched so far, the least likable character. And that's going all the way back to The Notebook.
Even The Notebook.
I thought those two were absolutely insane and just terrible for each other.
I don't know. I think you need to rewatch The Notebook because they were pretty bad.
I just think Dr. Steve is like the biggest piece of shit like ever. Like, I just can't get past it. Like, I hated him so much for almost this entire movie. And I usually like McConaughey. He's a charming guy.
And I got to say, for Veronica Vaughn and Massimo, two least deserving characters I've ever seen of, like, the heartache they're put through.
They both kind of got Cyclops. I mean, even though, like, Massimo was never really
She was even cool up in the end where she's just like, yeah, let's call it off. You obviously don't want to be with me. I'm going to hop in a cab and get on out of here.
I mean, the nice thing was, like, when she asked where Veronica Vaughn was, he's like, oh, she's in Tahiti on the honeymoon. Like, so she's having a good time, I hope.
Heck yeah.
I just wish, fly Massimo out there. Let's get those two together. I watched entire fucking credits of this movie, just hoping for, like, a button scene at the end where, like, Massimo is with a nice woman.
Ugh.
And I didn't get that. So I just sat through, like, 6 J-Lo songs, and I got nothing.
I commend your valor.
Hashtag justice for Massimo. Like, I'm so upset. This movie has me just...
He got his. Don't you worry.
I'm distraught. Yeah. But yeah, I got nothing else other than that. You want to chick flick it to a dick flick?
Yeah. In the very beginning, the dumpster hits her. All right, yours.
God damn it, we got the same one!
Did we really?
No, not really.
No, you know what? I honestly tried to make this a thing. Like there's like a run of movies that are out now. The Bricklayer, The Beekeeper,
I don't
The Equalizer.
Yeah.
There are these movies like The Wedding Planner, where it's like your average people that have these weird jobs
Yeah.
that you find out are also the most violent human beings on the planet.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have minded, like, every once in a while they just shove in a scene where J-Lo wipes out 40 Russian mobsters or something.
With her utility belt.
But honestly, I'm going to just go with my first thing. The dumpster hits or the movie's 30 minutes long.
See, I don't like that either because she's not really a bad person in this.
Yeah, but
Like,
you
what I
would
would
have been
like
able to
to see-
continue the movie
What
without
I would
her.
like to see is he shoves her out of the way, but it hits him instead.
Oh.
Yeah, and then McConaughey gets taken out by the dumpster.
Oh, then we get a Fran, J-Lo, Massimo, thruple.
Oh, I like, yeah.
Yeah,
Very nice.
I like this.
All right, this is
That might be a different type of dick flick, honestly.
that's way better.
That might be swinging the pendulum too far.
it'll probably have a better plot, if I'm being honest. The
Wow.
writing will be better.
You're saying that porn has better plots than this movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Mine is not completely fleshed out, but I have like an idea. So I'm going to kind of throw it out there and we'll see if
Okay.
anything else comes from it, like once I hit my point where I don't know what else to do with it. Movie plays out exactly the same up to the dumpster scene. He saves her from the dumpster. Again, she's knocked unconscious. She wakes up in the children's hospital with like a couple little kids like running around, like talking, but they all seem a little like, they seem uneasy around Dr. Steve. Like he comes in and he's being all jovial and happy, but the kids seem a little like tense.
I don't like where this is going so far.
All right. So, he's got her in this hospital bed and he's telling her we ran scans, we did this, we did that. I'm going to keep you for a little while for observation. We'll see how things go and we'll get you out of here as soon as we can. She's kind of in the bed and like he hasn't come back for a little bit. She's not sure what's going on. She decides to get up and wander around the hospital a little bit. See what's happening. She gets up, opens the door from her room to the hallway, walks out. It's like an abandoned building. Like it's not a hospital. Like this one room is done up like a hospital room, like a children's
Whoa.
hospital room. But she comes out and there's nothing.
You're Shyamalan in this.
She comes out and immediately gets like a bag thrown over her head or something, knocked out, winds up back in the hospital bed, like strapped down. McConaughey has like kidnapped her. And he also has like these kids who's basically like he's kidnapped and are like kind of afraid of him, but they do whatever he says, like his little like kind of henchman almost. But like they're totally afraid, like gripped by fear, can't escape. And he's just kind of keeping her hostage in this hospital. And then I don't really know where it goes from there. I just thought it'd be a cool, creepy twist.
yeah.
Where he actually is a piece of shit. Because he is the entire movie anyway, and eventually he's going to get his. Like, I feel like somehow Judy Greer and Massimo, like, team up to find... It's kind of like the movie Saw, where you had, like, the two guys that were trapped in the bathroom, and then you had, like,
Yeah.
Danny Glover's, like, cop character out there in the real world trying to track him down and find out what's going on. So, like, I feel like Massimo and Judy Greer, like, the two, like, out in the real world trying to figure out where she's at and eventually save her from, like, this evil,
And he still dies.
horrible person.
They have to shoot him down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, McConaughey, gruesome death. Like I feel like maybe
Yeah.
the kids finally wise up and like the three kids like beat him to death with like something. But yeah, that's where I'm going.
I
with
like it.
Yeah,
We don't even need to workshop that. I'm in.
yeah. I talked my way through it.
Yeah.
Let's Nicolas Cage it.
In the end, she ends up with Massimo,
Yeah,
Fran, and Judy Greer. I love it.
a quadruple, I think is what we call that.
I think
Massimo.
I got a great Nicolas Cage for this one.
Okay.
First, I gotta say, I know I've been trying to get a hold of Nicolas Cage to get him on this podcast. It seems like a fool's errand. I honestly think I should be putting that effort into Judy Greer. I mean, she's got to be out there somewhere. It feels weird Googling how to contact Judy Greer. That feels very stalkery.
Yeah.
But there are like management companies. That's the proper way to go through this. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try to give that a shot.
Okay. Spirit
but-
mascot.
Where I'm going to put Nicolas Cage into this movie is, of course, the movie they're watching at the thing. They're watching Singing in the Rain, I think.
That's not what it is. I don't know the name of it. I saw it in
Oh.
the trivia what it is. I couldn't tell you.
Let's swap that out for Face Off.
Okay.
And like right when he's going into the monologue about like
Does Face Off take place in San Francisco?
The Rock does.
Oh, okay.
Face Off, yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's some kind of California oceanside town.
But he's when he's given the monologue about basically about ripping his face off and how awesome it is. I want that to be the point where he's like, "Would you like to dance with me?" And they're the only people there while Nicolas Cage is just chain smoking and shooting people down.
I like it.
That's where I'm going to put him in this one.
All right. So when I decided to connect him, I went with. I actually picked my guy based off of the fact that I thought he was in something else, but he's not. Charles Kimbrough plays Mr. Donnelly, Fran's father. I don't know if you watched Murphy Brown or not. He played Jim Dial. He was like
you
this,
did it too. You thought that he was somebody else.
I did
you?
think he was somebody else, but I was able to do this anyway. He played Jim Dial in Murphy Brown. He was like the serious news guy, which also starred Candice Bergen.
Okay.
She played Murphy Brown.
I like where this is going.
She's also been in The Connors, which is like the Roseanne reboot without Roseanne.
I watched a few episodes.
Yeah, she plays a character named Barb. I don't know how often she's in it, but I saw that. The Connors, obviously, John Goodman plays Dan Connor.
My man.
John Goodman was in Raising Arizona.
That's
with
right.
Nicolas Cage.
And the Coens, man.
The Coens, yes. So, that's that. Should we rate this, CJ?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 1.25. Which I'm thinking you're thinking is high, right?
I think it's very high.
I don't know, man. Look, the movie last week was amazing.
It really was.
But I needed a break. and this movie was there for me. I basically, look, I don't stare at my phone while we watch these movies, but I was able to just blank out and play solitaire in my brain while I watched this movie. I needed it. And I'm just basic. I know that's not a good reason to review this movie that way, but 1.25.
Okay. I want to give this movie a 0. I think I'm going to go half a star for that one continuous shot in the church.
Okay.
There was one bright spot of cinematography.
You could have a little for Judy Greer, even though she didn't have a good time in this movie.
She wasn't good in it. Nobody was good in this. Like, no one. No one put in a good performance. Even the characters that were likable were bad. I didn't like them. There was no chemistry between the leads. None of it made sense. I mean, if she would have just married Massimo at the end and just totally swerved me, I would probably give us at least a 2.5.
Oh, yeah?
Probably. Only for that, because it would have been such a game changer for me. Like the fact that they had me thinking it was going one way and it didn't. Like speaking of Shyamalan, that would have been a twist I didn't see coming. And they had me. They got me so close to that tipping point where I thought it was really going to happen. And then they yanked the fucking rug out from underneath me. And Massimo. So this movie just angers me. I'm angry at this movie.
You're all fired up, man. I love it.
So yeah, half a star. And literally just for the cinematography.
All right.
I guess we should pick a movie.
Yeah, so I know you did a little maintenance on the list. So we got a new number here, right?
I did, yes. We are at 192.
192. Awesome. All right, let's hit this. We have 155.
Wow, it's high. Huh. The Great Gatsby.
Okay. I mean, they've made this movie a few times, right? Is this the new version?
I think we're doing the Leo version.
Leo version?
We got to, because I don't know the other versions.
Leo brought 5 stars the last time. Let's see.
Yeah, well, from you.
From me.
Yeah.
That was a 5-star movie.
I don't know anything about The Great Gatsby. I know zero.
I've actually seen the play.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, this will be cool to see this. It's going to be a cool period piece. I know that much.
Is it a chick flick?
When this movie came out for 2 years, every woman I knew had a 20s flapper themed birthday party. So I'm going to go yes.
Okay. All right. I mean, we'll determine it next week, I guess. But
the emo of the early 1900s was the 20s.
All right. So The Great Gatsby it is.
All right.
All right. Well, see, I need something to fucking cleanse my palate. You needed a palate cleanse from last week.
Yes.
I had a good time last week. Even though it was a sad movie, this is infinitely more sad to me.
I love it.
The fact that Massimo didn't get the girl is way worse than Bradley Cooper hanging himself in the garage with a belt. It's personal opinion. All right, but until next time, everybody, follow us on the socials, the Facebooks, get your memes, follow us, like us, subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts, send us an email, you've.gotmails@yahoo. And until next time, stay romantic and don't be a McConaughey to each other.
Wow. What if she's just I'm the wedding planner?
Playing this, motherfucker.